Shalom, Kal Halalim La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations and blessings unto you elect out there pushing the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakha HaKodash. Alright, this lesson is dealing with, I'm going to play a video after I read this scripture and get into it through the Spirit. This is Daniel 7 and 19. Right? It says, "Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet." Right? Which, when you read up, you have four beasts. This fourth beast is dealing with the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, which extends into New Rome, which is America, right? Verse 21, "I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them." That horn is America. It came from the 10 horns, right? And then there's another 3 horns that it mentions, I believe, up ahead, more up, right? Which was dealing with the Revolutionary Wars that America went through. It says, verse 22, "Until the Ancient of Days, which is Yahweh, came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom." Right? So judgment and power is going to be given to you. To judge, that means you have to be in the seat of power. Right? You have to have power and rulership. Right? And that authority, that sanctioning comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? Verse 23, "Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces." That was the Roman Empire. "And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings," which is America again. That's in the reincarnation. Right, that's in this new time that we're in, from the Renaissance. Right, down here, verse 25, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High." Right, when Esau came here, he had a thing called colonization, manifest destiny, right, genocide. He committed outright murder. He committed biowarfare. Right, he paid Jake's Israelites off against other Israelites, right? He established his law and policy, right? Which that goes into. Let me get that. Yeah, it was Solomon 2 and 11, and this is dealing with who? The ungodly. "They said, let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth." And that's Esau's mindset, right? It tells you in the book of Daniel, I forget which part, but it mentions that they worship the god of forces, fortification, and Esau's all about what? The sword, might, right? Ruling through this via the sword, establishing law through the sword. Right? That's why, again, there's a saying, I always say this, the pen is mightier than the sword. Because once the pen establishes law, that means the sword already came. Or they gave a bunch of gifts. Either way, they subdued you. If you rebel, they lay down the law via what? The sword. Right? That's why an officer, he walks around with what? He walks around with a sword. He has his badge, he has his radio, right? He has his hat, he looks official, right? But he has that sword, man. He doesn't bear it in vain. Verse back in 25, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High," which is blasphemy, right? You basically, you ultimately said there is no power. First you made yourself look like, you try to make yourself look like the Most High, all right, via your iconoclasm, and then taking out, revising scriptures and taking out different books and verses, and then you just flat out said there is no Most High. right? It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Did you wear out the saints? Yes. Right. When you came, like I said, you had Gadites wiped out. Right. Certain Gadites you wiped out. Certain ones you put in slavery. Certain ones you employed. Right. You brought Jakes over here, and a lot of Jakes were over here already. Right. But you brought a lot of Jakes over here via chattel slavery. You know, and you exercise your wickedness, your wicked laws, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And that's self-explanatory, you know. This man's a damn demon, a devil, right? And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of times. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end, right? When the missiles hit, all these nations are going to shoot their missiles upon this place. The chariots are going to come, right, and fire off the concentrated lasers, you know. They're going to really get down, right? They're going to really do a lot of damage, man. All right. It says, and the kingdom and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Okay, so let's go to the video.
Not NATO, not Joe Biden, not the military-industrial complex. And so that's where we are. And people don't know that. And that's what that is. That guy's saying, hey, NATO's the ones expanding. The reason why, he said it, the reason why that NATO's army is on the doorstep of Russia is because we moved, not Russia. And it's just obvious that we're the bad guys. The United States are the world's terrorists. We have 1,000 military bases. You know, we have 400 military bases surrounding China since the Korean War. We just added 3 new military bases in the Philippines. They just announced 2 weeks ago. This is how all empires end. We're overextending militarily while we have people living under every bridge. People don't have health care, a living wage. Half the country can't afford a $500 emergency. 80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. 50% of wage earners earn $30,000 or less. People go bankrupt when they get sick in this country. We have homeless people everywhere, and that's because our government is 100% corrupted. It's the people think that it's corrupted like, oh, Joe Biden gave his kid a no-show job on a Ukraine energy board, or Donald Trump gave his kid a deal with the Saudi. No. That's regular corruption. I'm talking about 100%. Everything the government does, it only does it because of corruption. And that's the only way the wheels get greased is through corruption. That's why we can send $100 billion to Ukraine without any oversight, and we still won't send it to our own cities to fix our homelessness or our bridges that those homeless people are living under. We won't even fix our own goddamn country. So people don't realize that this is pretty much a banana republic. We're at the end. This is the end of this empire.
Man said we're at the end, right? And what does the scripture say about? Hold on. Right, Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. And we're in the time of pride, being proud, lofty. Patience means what? To suffer. So brothers that are you're suffering, you're being chastened, that's good. That means you're a son of the Most High, right? Keep your patience, man. Right? Yahweh said in Revelations, keep that which thou hast, that no man may take that crown. Right?
Basically Brazil with a couple of big cities that are keeping it afloat.
You think so?
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
and this guy, Slacky, this is a podcast. It says right there, PBD. I forget what it stands for, but you can look it up on YouTube. This guy, he has a lot of content. He does. So this is off a podcast on YouTube.
When half the country can't afford a $500 this is what I like to say. What do you call a system that takes the richest country the face of the earth has ever seen and renders half of its population poor or low income? You call that a failed system. And that's what we're living in. And people think we're going to be able to vote our way out of this. What we have to do is get people in the streets. So when someone like AOC has 13 million Twitter followers and Bernie Sanders has, they're supposed to tell people to get in the street, shut stuff down, protest, and take our government back. But they won't because they're part of the system. And that's what I'm trying to wake people up. And it's worse off having people like Bernie Sanders and AOC in the Democratic Party in government, even though Bernie claims he's an independent. He's a Democrat. And why is it worse? Because because it gives people the false impression that there's somebody actually fighting for you in government, and there isn't.
So okay.
And the only way you can have change and get people into the streets is when they lose faith in the system. And we have to get them, we have to disabuse them of the idea that there is somebody fighting for them in this system, and there isn't.
Right, and the point being is the dude said we're at the end, so it doesn't matter how things manifest. You know, it matters for the sake of knowing, but the physical manifestation of Esau, right, and how he does, you know, his backdoor deals, and how he's a thief and he's a liar, and you know, he has a bunch of snares in his business and corporate world. That's all understandable, right? He's a son of perdition, right? But this place is where we're at the end. This empire's at the end. This is from Fox News, right? April 2nd, 2023. Nation's declining values could signal the end of the American empire, think tank president says. Right? It says Americans abandoning their country's traditional values could mark the beginning of the end for one of the world's greatest empires, right? And people never take into account that America is just another empire kingdom, right? Just like Egypt was the shit of the day, right? It was the shit, you know? Ancient Babylon in Mesopotamia, right? At one time, I'm talking about the old Babylonian Empire. Then you had the Neo-Babylonians, you know, then the Syrians, right? The British ruled for 200 years. They were the shit too, right? But then America became that, you know, the whore that sitteth upon many waters, right? That beacon, so to speak. So it says, if the present trends continue, I think we'll look back at the last few years as a real turning point in American history. Down here it says the importance of long-held values like patriotism, religion, and having children are declining across America. Right? It says down here, within the last 25 years, the share of Americans who said patriotism is very important dropped from 70 to 38%, while the value of religion dipped from 62 to 39. Right? And Esau, you're not a man of the scriptures anyway. So if you look up the fastest growing religion, that will be Wicca, right? The witchcraft in America, right? Esau, you don't believe in that, man. You don't believe in the scriptures anyway. So you know you've been declining. You know, Jake's leaving the church as well, right? But a lot of people are going to Wicca, right? So yeah, that was a point I wanted to bring out on that. But I like that title, right? It says this is a big signal, the end of the American empire, man. Right? It says having children, so basic things like that. This place is coming to an end. This place is finished, right? I wanted to bring out one more scripture. Right, this is Ecclesiasticus 10:1. In the Apocrypha, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Does this place resemble well ordered? Right? You go to any major city, you go to a downtown, and not even a major city. You go like for instance in Canada, right? And we're in the province of Ontario. You go up north, 10+ hours to a place called Sudbury. You know, which is pretty much only 4 months out of the year it's good weather, right? You go up there downtown, there's a bunch of crackheads, man, a bunch of homeless people. So you go to a lot of these cities now that are not even 50, 60,000 population, it's getting bad. It's completely out of order, right? You look at the media, what they're pushing, you know, it's complete madness. Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, right? So the judge, the top superior court judges, right? They're all in the black robes, right? What's that all about? Where did that come from? Why is it a black robe? You know, The admiralty laws, you know, that's something you can go research. What is that called? Maritime law or admiralty law, which is how they govern things. A bunch of damn pirates, man, thieves. So the officer is the same thing. In what manner of man the ruler of the city is, your mayor, your premier, your prime minister, your president, which a president is the head of a corporation. So it says, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. These people are being destroyed. Right? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. As I always state, man, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, as it's like as the scripture said, but I always quote it because it's very, very, very true. You know, people don't understand that. Oh, we're just here. We're in America. You know, I go to my Starbucks. I make a TikTok. I go to my yoga class. I'm just in America. I'm living the American dream. People are living. You have 3/4, more than half the people now living in poverty. Okay, it's not the American dream anymore. It's the American nightmare. But at one time, people were just living in America like, yeah, this is how things have always been and how it's always going to be, right? But this place is on its way out, man, right? The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and the Lord is doing a work, man. He's doing a lot of works, okay? And in due time, he will set over it one that is profitable. Are the people ruling right now profitable? No, they're destroying the earth, right? They're actually destroying this earth. It says, verse 5, in the hand of the Most High is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. All right, that was pretty much it. I wanted to say Kal Halalim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, who I learned this truth from, and peace and blessings unto you elect out there. I hope you're edified. Shalom.